take it back, try it one more time. It ain't hard to see, I've been on your mind. And I'd be lying if I say that you're not on mine. Yeah, you need all of me, can barely give you time. I close my eyes and I see money. You close your eyes and you see me. I'd rather go out chasing comments. You rather run around chasing me. Don't know if I'm good for myself, I would, I know you're good for me.
So what are we on? Episode 4? Episode 3, I think? It's episode 4. We gonna been going pretty strong here. Here for another edition of On Campus with JB and Sciggy. Unfortunately, we don't have Sciggy here today for some issues that we're going to discuss on the podcast next week. So check out that episode. It might involve him, may or maybe not, talking about the truth of the NCAA. We don't know. We're going to see. But we are joined by a special guest, Carolina Panthers cornerback, one of my good friends, Troy Pride Jr. Troy, how you been, man?
Look, I've been wonderful, man. I'm blessed. I'm peaceful, and it's great. Sciggy, man, you missed it. You missed out. Can't believe, I would have loved to get your intake, and I've seen some of your takes, so you missed out.
Hey, I don't know if you got to listen to our Darren Kendrick episode, but how we do it is we go off script, and we just keep it running. So I'm going to get it started here with, first of all, some people may or may not know you're recovering from an injury. How has that process been for you? Maybe talk about what happened and just talk about how you're moving along.
So, yeah, I've actually, for the first time in my life, I've truly been injured and had to, get something done. I didn't know it. Like I said, I played the entire season with a torn labrum and a microfracture in my hip. So I got that repaired, which is wonderful, but it's been a process. Long days, obviously. I was on crutches for a while. I was, just really hard just to be, injured, to not be able to move as well as you can, to have to rely on people to help you a lot. But it's actually helped me so much mentally, just on, where I'm at, what I can do, growing my mental strength, understanding of who I am, knowing that my hip is perfectly fine and 110% better. I got, more range of motion than I've ever had. So it's great.
I think one thing that's the hardest part for you in all this, I tell people all the time, when it comes to you, you're the most competitive person I've ever met, to an extent that, excuse me, Mom, again, for my language, you could be an asshole at times. And I think it's a good thing that you carry. But I'm going to go and hit you straight from the top. When we talk about competitors, we talk about what the Carolina Panthers just did in the draft, taking 2 corners. And then on top of that, they took A.J. Bouye in free agency. But I know you're a competitor. You're a guy that's kind of having to sit on the sideline right now during OTAs with your injury. But how does that make you feel knowing that you got other guys that come in the room and iron sharpens iron at the end of the day? But I know you want to let people know, hey, you got to compete.
Man, that's what it's all about. That's the nature of the business. If you're not ready to compete, you're not ready to, be an ultimate competitor, then, you're just going to miss out. The fact of the matter is I've said this before, and I always say this, you can never have enough good corners on your team. Amen. And that's what we did. We've, continued to stockpile from the draft and from free agency with great players that, even me sitting on the sideline right now, I'm getting a chance to learn, see things, ask them, hey, why did you break on that this soon? What did you see there? How is his core tied into, how low he plays and how he stays on the even plane? Where can I get better in my game with that? So, I'm still competing even though I'm not on the field. It's always a mental game, and it's always, just getting that 1% better. That's what we talk about every day. And that's just what it is. That's what it's always going to be. And then guys coming in, they're trying to do the same thing. Everyone has the same goal, to start, to play, to win, and to get to a Super Bowl. So
I know the NFL has been a big adjustment for you, simply for the fact that probably even when you had this problem when you went to college as well in your freshman year. As you can see, we're called on campus. Nothing's more on campus than the high school where Troy Pride just absolutely dominated people on Friday nights. But you're a kid that grew up in this area. When I moved up here in 5th grade, you were the talk of the town. Talking about, the Little League star, Troy Pride Jr., he's this, he's that. I'm like, man, I got to see this kid at recess. I don't know. Y'all telling me about this, because I moved from Atlanta. I'm like, man, I ain't got no ballers up here. Yeah. So I'm like, man, let me see this kid, Troy Pride. I come out there to recess, you're a dog. I give it to you, you're a dog. But at the little elementary games and whatnot, you were running east to west. You weren't really going north to south. You're just going fence to fence because you're faster than people. But what is it like to have to grow up, as kind of a star in the town? People were waiting for you to go to middle school. People were waiting for you to come to the high school that you started at initially before you came to Greer. What was it like to have that pressure on you from a young age, and did you even feel it at all?
No, I'm not even going to lie to you. I never felt it. It was just, playing football. My pops told me from a young age that, this is an easy game. It's a game that, he's dominated that I can dominate that. He's taught me so many things. So, just with that, playing Little League, it was, like I said, running east to west, scoring touchdowns. And then, moving up, it was just about, continuing to get better. And then, like I said, I made the move to corner, which was one that I credit to my Riverside coach, Coach Lewis. And it was just, after that, it was just getting better at corner every single day. It was, being the best man corner, playing zone, being good in everything. So I never felt that hype, and I still never feel it. Like, it's just football. It's just the game. It's, getting better. It's, being the best player that you can be.
Now, with you being the ultimate competitor type guy that you are, have you ever once you changed positions to corner, you were a legend at running back in this area. I remember playing in a middle school game and you scored 7 touchdowns against Berea. That was one of the most OD things I've ever seen. All of a sudden we get to high school, I remember you got moved to corner and safety. And you were kind of pissed about it because, you want the ball in your hands. Whenever we had a chance to practice, somebody went down and got hurt. We need a running back. You were jumping out there. You weren't even on the depth chart at running back, just trying to show it. But for you, transferring over to that position, do you have days where you feel like maybe you obviously know you're not where you want to be, but have you ever feared maybe I won't get to where I want to be as a player? 'Cause I know you're a guy, you want to be an all-pro. You want to be a guy at that level. How do you keep yourself driven even when sometimes you're going to fall short of those goals? Just giving kids an idea of how to keep pushing every day even when you're falling short of those goals. Like, you just got hurt this past year. You didn't get to have the rookie season that you wanted to. So
I think that's a wonderful question. I'm not even going to lie to you. Because, people talk about goals, but then, no one talks about it if you don't achieve it. But for me, and truly just my mindset, being a competitor, so I've said before that I want to be an all-pro. That's my goal. So now what I do is I take each and every day and each and everything I'm doing. If I'm mad about something, it's like, what would an all-pro do? If I'm tired, I remember, I've been waking up at 5 to go to the facility, get in the facility at 6 and get in early. I remember one day I was like, dang, I'm kind of tired. I might sleep in a little bit, get in at 8 just like everybody else. I was like, would an all-pro do that? Is that how I'm getting to my goal of being an all-pro? Is building those habits, building those building blocks to continue to strive to reach my goals. And everything is attainable. I wanted to be a rookie of the year last year. I wanted to be, the best corner. I want 5 picks. I wanted et cetera, et cetera. But that didn't happen. But that's not going to stop me from being an all-pro someday.
absolutely.
And that's not going to stop me from wanting to achieve that goal. That's not going to stop me from getting that goal. And I don't see anything unattainable for me. I don't see anything, as a stepping stone. I think I can do anything in the world. If I wanted to be a professional basketball player when I was young, I could have did it.
No.
If I wanted to be a professional badminton player, I could have did it.
He can't do that either. He can't
Baseball, et cetera, et cetera. There's nothing I can't do. So with that mindset, I'm going to succeed in what I do.
Now, for you, you fall short of All-Pro, fall short of Rookie of the Year, your first year. Obviously, those are huge expectations, but I think you have the athletic skill set. You've got the mindset to do the things that you want to accomplish on the field. You've always had it, even in high school when you just moved out of the corner position. How are you refining your techniques? What are some of the things you're working on the most in this offseason?
Oh, geez, a lot. So first was my film study. It was, seeing, first of all, where I came up short last year. It was, seeing how I didn't play cover 3 as tight as I could have, seeing how, some route combinations gave me problems and fixing that. So it was first film. Now was, intricate details in my press, my tempo step, where my eyes are, not being handsy, but being able to feel the receiver, knowing when he's, pushing in to go out, knowing when he's stemming to go the other way. So then it's that intricate details. Now it's, like I said, getting back to the field. Now seeing everything the information I've gained and putting that right back into the game, in real time. Because that's another problem that, I think I had my rookie year, that I would see things, I would know things, but I'm not putting it to the game, so I'm a step slower.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
In some of our conversations, because obviously we talk about your games on a week-to-week basis. We hold you pretty accountable in our group message. If you play like garbage, we'd be like, all right.
Hey,
Joe,
the group message is undefeated. I can tell you that.
If you don't tackle, and you struggled with it last year, just want y'all to know Troy's running the tackling station here at this camp today too. So he's obviously working on that part of his game. But
every day, 1%.
Had to get on you about that. But obviously here, you talked about your expectations at All-Pro and everything this year. Here on campus, we like to hold people accountable. We held Derek Kendrick accountable for being the man that he's going to be in the future. Because as young black men, I don't want to just hold you accountable for what you're doing on the field. I want to hold you accountable for what you're doing off the field. This past year, with COVID and everything, we saw a lot of social injustices come to the forefront of our society and everything. And you're a guy who you've never been a guy who spoke out a lot. You're just strictly football on your social medias and everything. But you're a guy who I saw speak out more during this past off season and everything, and started to see you grow up a lot. So I think that was a really big thing. Just talk to us about how that everything in this country went for you and why you felt the need to come out and speak.
I think I came to a realization just during my high school years that Black history wasn't taught as well as I would have liked. And I kind of realized it from my dad. He was telling me things in history moments, and I was like, "Dude, that's a conspiracy theory. Like, that's a lie." Like, he spoke to me about Black Wall Street for the first time, and I literally was like, "Bro, that didn't exist." But I didn't realize that we just weren't taught it. So once I kind of came to that realization, I kind of made it my mission to first of all educate myself, taking classes at Notre Dame, being more in tune with my community, and then like you said, speaking out about it. I'm a player that is unashamed about kneeling for the national anthem before each and every game. The entire season I did not stand up for the national anthem, just because I don't feel like that we're truly still given the same rights, the same equality, the same status as other individuals. And I think that that's proven by the police brutality that we see. That's proven by the fact that I came, literally, it was month by month, day by day, there was new hashtags of Black individuals being killed by other individuals or police, and it was just an issue. And I don't look over the fact that there's issues in our community. There's issues in every community as well. But what I'll say is that the issues that we're facing, the overt racism, the inherent racism as well, just so much that's going on. I think that, me being a beacon of light for young Black kids and me trying to educate them and, being a figure and a role model for them is something that's very important in this community.
Now, when you talk about the inherent racism, I think that's actually a really good thing that you touched on there, because I think that comes into play when we see the things like when we watched the NBA game the other day. You watch the fan drop popcorn or throw popcorn on Russell Westbrook or see Trae Young get spit at. It's the fact that inherent racism is the fact that white people feel entitled enough to do that they can do those things without suffering any consequences. Or if you do get the ban for life from Madison Square Garden, we'll never see your face on TV or anything. You're going to be protected from public scorn for what you just did. And a lot of people will look at that and say, white people will look at that and say, "Oh, that's not who we are as a country. Don't blame it on one bad apple." But white people are consistently asking us to give us the benefit of a doubt to a country that hasn't earned that benefit of the doubt. What in our history has allowed me to give the benefit of the doubt to white people when it comes to Black issues? When we face Jim Crow, we face slavery. Don't tell me that we elected a Black president. That doesn't cut it for us. So just speak on that a little bit more.
Man, I mean, I think that's a big issue that you talked about, because there are systems set in place that they're just aren't for Black people, I would say. And the fact of the matter is that even with that goes into sports entertaining and the disrespect that they receive as well. And it's so deep and it's so rooted that, like I said, I just want to be a beacon of light. I want to truly just be a positive role model to individuals. I want to speak accurately. I want to show that I'm educated. I want to, let kids know that, anything is possible wherever you are, in any situation you are, any color you are, that, equality still exists. And, an equal playing field is, the place that I want to be for everyone, truly. And that includes my community.
Every day.
Yeah, and every day. So,
speaking of being a beacon of light, we're going to actually touch on two different parts of this. First, I want to get to the good part of it. You talk about being a beacon of light in your community. We're here at TPJ's Day of Play.
Yes,
what does this event mean to you? Is this going to be something that we can expect annually in the community every year? Just being somebody who's going to keep coming back to Greer, South Carolina, and being a part of your community. Like, what does this day mean to you? What's going to happen here? Just what are you expecting? How much are you expecting to see the kids have fun? Just talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that's my biggest passion, man, for the kids to have fun. I do want to make this an annual thing, and I want it to grow. I want it to grow, more into maybe a 3-day camp, a weekend camp, older kids, younger kids, everyone. to truly, like I said, be a beacon in this community, be a figure in this community that's attainable. Like, not just some guy that went to the NFL a long time ago, a guy that is back in every single week, or what have you. So, with that, we actually have a team meeting that I've got to get to pretty soon here. But no, this is going to be a great day. I want to, have all the fun with these kids. I want, them to see old Greer stars. I want them to see, Notre Dame guys. I want them to see Carolina Panthers, and I think it's going to be wonderful.
The other part of it, we talk about being a beacon of light, just being you're a guy with a great personality, incredible personality. And we talked about this yesterday in our conversation about how the media only covers guys who, they have an issue. Those are the guys they want to go to get their story. Like you said, they're hustlers at the end of the day. Why aren't they covering guys like you who have the personalities in the locker room that can make the sports world look even better than what it is? It's people like you who can make sports more lovable. You can attract the kids. Kids are going to naturally attract you if they get to see your personality, see the type of person you are. Just speak about how the media covers people, because here on campus, we want to give you a platform to just be a human. Take off the pads and just be the person that you are so people can see who you are. Build your own brand at the end of the day, too, and just trying to give kids that are looking up to you something to look forward to, the positives, the struggles, everything, just showing that you're a real person at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, media in general tries to spew, negative information or headlines, and you see so many times that someone's getting arrested or someone's doing something that's bad, and that's the first headline. That's what sells. That's what. But the thing about it is, if they were to tell accurate information, you would see a lot of good individuals, you would see a lot of great football players, you would see a lot of great people in our community. And I'm not too worried about being covered. It's like I said, that's never one of my things that I want. But the fact of the matter is that I just want to, through my actions, show that, I'm a great person, that I, do right by my community, that, I play some great football. And then I'm a people's person. I'm for the people. I'm passionate about kids. And, this is something I love to do.
As we near the end here of the interview, just talk to some of the kids that aspire to be in your position. Don't just talk about the positives of being an NFL player. We understand that is a beautiful life. Nice, you get paid a lot, you get to play the game of football, but talk about some of the struggles that you have off the field. Sometimes it may be mental, obviously the physical with the injury. Just talk about some of those things that kids have to prepare themselves for, that adversity to come, and how you get through that adversity at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great, but there's some bad. Your mental health is very important, and I would say that to each and every person that listens, that taking care of your mind, truly, being strong in your mind, and creating that space of positivity. That's something that, I've truly, felt myself understanding more and more each and every day, that, living a positive life and understanding and, knowing that you're blessed and your life means something is so important. But, there's obviously the greatness of playing in the NFL. It's a dream of mine. You get to play against the best athletes of the world. It's an all-star league. You play well, your fans love you, but also if you play bad, they're going to come at you. But you just got to be strong mentally, know who you are, and know what you can do. If you made it to that level, you can absolutely excel just by, like I said, getting better at the little small things that I spoke about. But, it's attainable. Anybody, you can do anything. If there's a kid listening out here and they say, I want to go to the NFL, you can do it. If they say, I want to be a heart surgeon, you can do it. This world is one that, you can manifest, and the work you put in can get you to exactly where you want to be. So I would just, encourage people to continue to, manifest and do what you want to do, be the person you want to be.
And obviously that's been awesome for me hearing you say something like that, because I know you in Troy in different forms. I jokingly call you a menace to society at times. I've seen you get to grow up, everything, not just on the field, but off of it, and to see you mature into the young man that you've become today. We're always evolving as people, and I think you're a person that continues to constantly evolve, constantly mature. You've even taken some of your arrogance into just confidence. You moved it into a different realm. One of the better dudes, just straight up in the NFL. Obviously, we're going to probably meet more athletes throughout this process. You're going to be a guy that we want to have on again, just to have you on even longer on a setting, because we know there's one thing you love to do, and that's talk. We know.
Hey, all right now.
We know you love to talk, but
you're gonna hear it out here today too.
This has been great. Obviously, we're about to go have an incredible day here at TPJ's Day of Play. Tell people where they can find you on Instagram, social media, anything, what they can expect you from this year.
Man, you can expect the world. I'm telling you, my goals are higher than anyone's set for me. And Tour Pride 18, all social medias. Follow me if you feel like it. You know, if you don't, I'm gonna post what I post regardless. So, now it's gonna be great, man. I'm ready to get to this camp. I got a meeting with these counselors, and we're gonna get going.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. This is another episode of On Campus with JB and Sciggy. We look forward to
Sciggy, man. I'm still missing out, man. I want to hear the questions, man. We got to get back on.
Oh, Sciggy, we're definitely going to get him back on. We're definitely going to have him back on. Thank you.
You and the drug got me inspired. I'm an addict and I feel like I'm in space. You did. She throw it back, she got the pillow in her face. And I'm smoking on exotic. You might think the blunt is lace. You did. I know this chick that do whatever for the kid. You did. Yeah.